everybody! Today I'll be making my very first cross-stitch video. Now, I'm still kind of getting used to making these videos and how I'm going to edit them and all that sort of stuff. So these first few videos might not be perfect, but I'm hoping to upload a video at the end of each month to show my progress for that particular month. I decided to start making these videos after months and months of procrastination, and considering this was the start of a new year, I thought it'd be a great time to start. I'll first introduce myself a little bit. So, my name is Kiwi, yes, named after the fruit, and I've been doing cross-stitch for about 3 years, not consistently. I've been a little on and off with what I like to spend my free time with, but I've been cross-stitching for 3 years pretty much semi-consistently. But this year was pretty much the first year I actually got serious about it and started researching and watching videos and doing all sorts of different projects. So I guess you could say I've been sort of cross-stitching for 3 years, but really cross-stitching for 1. So I'm no sort of expert by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm just kind of making these videos to share what I have, and I hope you guys enjoy them. So this very first video is sort of an intro to myself, which I just did, and I'll show you what I currently have going, and then I'll kind of make my plans for this year in terms of cross-stitch. I already kind of said what I wanted to do with the videos, and even though it's not 2015 anymore, it's still like plans for 2016. So in terms of what I have going currently, this is the Frosted Pumpkin Storytime Sampler. So there's the whole thing. I'm so close. I know this was the 2015. See, I can't even get it right in the picture. I know this was the 2015 mystery stitch along. Excuse me. And I know that it's 2016 now and it's not finished yet. But I started it a little late. And as long as I get it done before their 2016 stitch along starts, I think I'll be pretty happy. So I'll show you a little bit closer what I have. So there's January, which is Alice in Wonderland. February, which is Secret Garden. March, which is Sherlock Holmes. April, which is Wizard of Oz. May, which is, oh, you can't really see May. Here, I'll try and make it a little bit easier to see. May, which is Charlotte's Web. June, which is Peter Pan. July, which is Lady of Shalott. August, which is Phantom of the Opera. Black Beauty, which is September. Anne of Green Gables, which is October. And then Little Women, which is November. And the last one's A Christmas Carol, which makes sense for December. And I'm really looking forward to finishing this. I've had this for a while, so I think it'll be awesome to finally get it done and out of the way. So I have a clean slate. Well, not really, because I still have other projects going, but that one's been dragging on the most. I'll just show this one next. So this was my very first Heaven and Earth designs, and it's called Mini Blueberry Basket. The paper's a little bit bent. It's by Kaomi Harai, that's the artist, and it's 275 stitches wide by 260 stitches tall. This, I started doing it with the linen and the, blanking on it, full-size pattern. Apparently I can't think of words, but after doing it on the linen 1/1 with a full-size pattern, and this being my very first Heaven and Earth designs, my brain was just like, no, it's too much. Sorry. So I decided to switch it to the mini version of the pattern, and I switched it on to a piece of 18 count Aida, which it ends up being bigger than the original was going to be on this Aida, but I'm enjoying it far more than I was on the linen. This piece of Aida is really big, so I'm trying to fold it up and make it a little bit easier for you to see what it is I have done. So that's all I have done. Try and smooth that out a little bit. I am parking this. Carolyn Mazios, I think. Her video was very helpful. You can see it's really just light shades of pink and purple. There are so many shades of pink and purple on this. There are all these different colors. This is the most colors I've ever used in a project, which I guess is what you expect when you do a Heaven and Earth Designs project. They are known for being confetti heavy. This section here has not been too bad in terms of confetti. I mean, it's been like the same 4 different purples for a column or so. It's like forming the heart fuzzy background behind the cat. Now with this project, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, because I love sparkles, okay? Do not get me wrong, sparkles are like my jam, but I'm not sure if I want to put as many sparkles as this project calls for. It has sparkles in the cat's face, and these bows, and the ruffles along the basket. Now I'm all for the bows and the ruffles being sparkly, but for some reason I feel that a cat's face is not the correct place for sparkles. I'm not entirely sure whether or not that is what I want to do. So I thought, if any of you guys have an opinion on whether or not I should put sparkles in the cat's face or not, I'd love to hear, because I just can't make up my mind. Anyway, that is the last current project I have going. No, it is not. I lied. I just saw my last one. Can't believe I forgot about this one. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit, and it's called Aurora Cabin. For some reason, cats and cabins are just something I love so much. So, yeah, I don't even live in an area that gets this cold or in a cabin, so there's really nothing related to me and cabins, but mainly I wish I lived here, so yeah. I'll show you relative to the full size of the project. Now this was my first attempt at parking. This is a big piece. Okay, all the gridded space. There's only that much space on the edge. You can see where the grid lines end and the fabric ends. There's not very much space for framing and stuff, so I'm a little bit concerned about it. But you can see how huge this project is, and I grid my stuff. I've had too many projects where I make mistakes and then I have to go back and frog like this much space. So I've decided to grid it, but you can see how big it is. And here's my little bit of progress. Not very much. You can see it starting to form like these rocks down here at the bottom. Right here. Those are starting to form, which is exciting. Once you start to see the picture form, you get really like into making that particular project. Unfortunately, I'm not very far into very many of my projects. But so that is all I have carrying over from 2015. In terms of when I want to start for 2016, that is a different story. So I got 2 new projects to start in 2016 as Christmas presents. The first, which I might have mentioned already, is the Frosted Pumpkin Passport. And I have the entire kit with all the stuff in it, which I got for Christmas. It has all the DMCs and everything. And this is a couple firsts for me. First of all, it's my first time using hand-dyed floss. You know, Weeks Dye Works. This is in the color navy, I think. It's a pretty color. They feel so nice. They do feel different than DMC. I wouldn't say they feel like a lot nicer than DMC, but there's just something about it that just, I don't know, feels nicer in my hands for some reason. So this is a first. I've never used hand-dyed fabric before, nor have I used hand-dyed. Did I just say hand-dyed fabrics? I meant hand-dyed floss. Nor have I used hand-dyed fabric before. This is, I don't think you can tell it's hand-dyed. Probably doesn't look hand-dyed. But it does in real life. And it's in the color called Ale, I believe. And it's 14 count Aida. I am a little bit concerned about how much coverage it will be compared to my Storytime Sampler. But ultimately, I think it'll be okay. The next project I have, I technically started before 2016 because I just couldn't wait. I was so excited about it. And that is, I haven't started very much. Celtic Summer by Lavender and Lace. I saw Carolyn Mazzio do Celtic Autumn, and I thought it was so pretty. Like, I had seen these before on 123 Stitch and places like that, but I never, like, really thought they were that pretty. But then I saw how many beads and metallics and all that sort of stuff that was in it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to make one of these. I want to do them all eventually. But I'll show you my measly start. Have not done very much on this, I must admit. Considering I started it early, there's not much to show for it. I'm gonna try, and there we go. It's just that little bit of her dress. Not a ton of progress, but really I wasn't starting it to get a ton done. I was really starting it just because I was on vacation and it was just too irresistible. So I started it, and I'll show you all the stuff I have for it. I have it all kitted up. And this is also showing off one of the other Christmas presents I got. This is the most awesome project bag I have ever had. Look at it. It's pink, it's Hello Kitty, and it's for my cross stitch. So it's like, it wins in all fronts for me. And it's handmade. My mom made this for me. I cannot believe this. This little clasp opens up in the front, and then you have this whole case with the zipper pouches and pockets and various other places to store your stuff for your project. That's where it went. Sorry, I had lost one of these. So these are the petite treasure braids that I need. One of them I had lost and I just found it, so that's why I said. But so I have all the DMCs in this big pouch here, the Mill Hill beads I need right here, and the petite treasure braid that I need up in this little pocket. And the pattern's back here. And this is also using hand-dyed. I'm not sure if it's hand-dyed. I don't know. It's not regular DMC. That's what I can say. These are the needle paints that I need, and they feel so nice. I'm missing one, I think, but they're so nice, and they're such pretty purples. Excuse me. So there were a total of 12 needle paints needed for this design. Turns out 6 of them are discontinued, so I had to get the DMC conversion. I think it might have been more than 6. I don't know. But I had to get the DMC conversion for many of them. And so that was already a little bit rough. But I think it'll be fine. I am always a little bit nervous with conversions that it might not turn out the way I want it to look. But, you know, nobody's going to really notice the difference between one teal and another. So I'm not too concerned about it. So that is all I have currently. I might be thinking for 2016 to enforce a rotation. I'm not sure. It'll depend. If I do enforce a rotation, I will likely have the Pumpkin Passport be the very first week of the month. And then after that, following it, I'll order them and how badly I want to finish them. So I'll probably have the Aurora Cabin go next because I think that one is reasonable to think I might finish that this year. And then after that, I would have Celtic Summer because I know I'm going to finish that one this year. That one it's not full coverage and it's not huge, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it. And then after that, I'll have my mini blueberry basket. And it works perfectly because that's 4 weeks, and there's 4 weeks in a month. But don't get me wrong, I do want to finish my mini blueberry basket, but I'm fairly confident I will not find enough time to finish it this year. Who knows? Maybe I'll have lots of time this spring and summer, and I'll be able to finish it. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, I don't even know if I'll be able to enforce a rotation. My schedule can get a little bit unreliable in terms of how much free time I'll have. So that might make it a little bit difficult. But anyway, that's all I have to say. I really enjoy making these videos and I'll hope to make some more. If you've watched this video, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!